When we think about God, when we think about tragedy, when we think about events that happen, this is very important. One of the things that we forget, right, as humans, right, we forget this. We forget that there are two parties involved when it comes down to life. Oftentimes, we merely think about ourselves. We think about self-preservation. We think about self-comfort. We think about quote unquote that which seems good to the human being. And we oftentimes leave out the major party, which is God, His will, His desire, His purposes for creating us. The question that I want to ask is, did God create us for happiness, or did God create us for Him? Um, did God create us to be more and more conformed to the image of His Son, or did God create us to basically not be so concerned about God, but more so concerned about ourselves and what we could gain and obtain in this life? So when we think about tragedy, when we think about bad things happening in life, oftentimes things happen in order to open our eyes, to see God, to seek after God, to love God, to search for God, to be aware of God, to be sensitive of God, to be sensitive of how life could easily change and how life is easily fleeting. I think that when, well, no, I know that when all is joyful, when all is splendor, when there are no issues, God is oftentimes, even for people who love God, God is oftentimes put in the back burner. No one remembers God. No one thinks of the purposes of God. No one seeks the will of God. Every man does what's right in his own eyes, as the scripture says. Hence, we were created for God. But then, because of a lack of tragedy, oftentimes, we forsake what we were created for. So when we think about purposes for tragedy, one of the great reasons why tragedy occurs is to help us gaze on God, the one who seeks to come and help us and comfort us and assure us in the midst of the tragedy that we experience, in the midst of the seasons that we go through. And when we miss that, we miss our sole purpose for living. So I just want to share that quick note. Uh, yeah, look, don't despise the downtimes. Don't use the seasons where it seems like there's great despair and tribulation and trial and things are not going your way as an excuse or as a reason to not obey or not believe, I should say, in the existence of God. Use these things that happen in life as a way of waking up to the one who's able, the only constant is God, the one who is able to meet you in the midst of your pain, because He knows how it feels, and comfort you and encourage you and help you see what your true purpose for living actually is. Anyways, that's all I wanted to share for now. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Aim High. Y'all already know it's all love. Until next time, peace.